Hello guys, and welcome to another David Simulata. My name is Serge, and in today's video the van will start even though it had a dreaded start error type of code. And boy oh boy, this video is going to have some interesting results that I did not expect, maybe you did not expect. Okay, I will be showing you some different things. Okay, but first, before we begin, I do want to show you, well, I do want to tell you what's going to happen in this video. First of all, we will get this van started with the wrong key. How the heck is that even possible? It's getting started with the wrong key. Now, the original key that's supposed to start the van does not start the van. I don't understand this. How can this happen? I don't know. But I'm going to have a little surprise for you at the end of the video, which I do not have any results for that right now, okay? In today's video, we're going to be looking for any blown fuses on this fan. As you guys know that previously I have experienced a dreaded start error type of code on my dash, and I've made a couple of videos about different things that you can do to try to maybe remedy that situation, but sometimes not all of them work. And usually the best approach is check your fuses first. And of course, I jumped to conclusions and started doing some other stuff and not checking the fuses. So today I will just take a look at the fuses. So let's start checking the fuses, guys. So right now I'm actually doing a voice over me actually speaking right now. But it's not important because I went one by one over here, like underneath the seat, and I've removed every single fuse, not finding anything wrong with any of the fuses. And I did exactly the same thing underneath the dash, well, underneath the steering wheel column, and I checked those fuses as well, not finding any blown fuse whatsoever. And at this point, I'm kind of thinking that, okay, like what's really going on here? I don't even have a blown fuse. Yes, I should have started with fuses because sometimes one blown fuse, they say like number 5, number 7 fuse, like a 10 amp fuse, like a 14 amp fuse. Like if those things get blown, you will also get like a dreaded, like no start error type of issue where you actually twist the key over into the ignition, but nothing happens, like not even a click. All you see on a dashboard is just start error. And that's actually what I was getting. But when I checked everything, I'm thinking like, well, gosh, where do I go from here? Because it seems like I'm kind of running out of options. And my next option would be, okay, well, maybe I just need to order a whole new key from, I guess, Mercedes at this point, because Dodge, they do not sell any keys for them. And I thought that, okay, that is sort of like my resort possibilities, like maybe the new key will start it. But I'm kind of thinking in my head right now, as I'm checking these keys, I'm thinking, what if I made a mistake when I actually was disassembling the key fob, and what if I put the wrong circuit board? But would that even cause an issue? Well, I looked at my own video yesterday, and it did not appear to me that I made that mistake. So I'm thinking, well, let me have my audience decide it. So I actually put the clips of me replacing the key fob with electronics with the key itself towards the end of this video. So take a look for yourself. Did I make that mistake, guys? And if I did, let me know where, because I'm looking at it and I'm not finding anything wrong with that. But anyways, you'll have that for you to be able to actually check it out. But anyways, let's go. So I guess at this point, let's connect the battery and let's just check it out to see if that start error problem went away. So first I'm going to have to connect the positive terminal. Okay. I do hope it resetted itself and the start error just miraculously goes away, because if this doesn't solve it, then I'll have to hunt for other possibilities. I mean, we might even have, I don't know, like a failed or bad signal from the ignition switch, so it's not picking up the key correctly. I mean, that can happen, so it's probably worth checking that connection out. Or just replacing replacing the actual yeah, sorry guys, a lot on my mind. Just gonna go ahead and tighten this up. What I was gonna say is, I mean, it's also a possibility that I'll need to replace the key. The key's kind of messed up. It could be giving us trouble now. Might just need a whole new key. So anyways, let's hop in. So the key's inserted here. Still, here's the screwdriver. Here's the ignition. See what happens. Oh yeah, it says start air right away. Yeah. Well, that did not solve anything. Guys, I have good news, but it's dumb. Oh my gosh. Where did I begin? So right off camera, I decided to just test something just for the heck of it. And it worked. But I'm not understanding this correctly. So this is the housing that I basically used for replacing. Oh my gosh, like why am I lost for words? Okay, so to make it easier, let me explain it like this, okay? So I have taken the housing and I basically just replaced that on the key that I needed to start my van, right? And over here I have the other key from like a different van. So these keys are, you know, they're a little bit the same, but they're quite different. So this is the key that will turn the ignition. This key will not turn the ignition, okay? But here's the kicker. I just inserted this in there and it started rotating the engine over. What gives? This key does not even turn. So yes, you might be thinking, well, you probably screwed up and the internals is the wrong one. Well, that's a possibility. I actually rewatched my video when I actually told you that I would. And no, I did not mess it up. I actually, when I disassembled the key that I was going to use, I put the electronics in a bowl so I won't get it swapped out. And the only mistake that I made was with the key itself. That was the only mistake. So now, let me show you something, just so you could see kind of like what's really going on. Oh yeah. So none of this would be possible if I was not going to be able to start it with my screwdriver here, okay? It would not even rotate the engine over. I wish I would have recorded that video, but I do still think that the engine's going to, it's still going to rotate. Boy, I'm a little bit lost for words. I'm a little bit confused. I just don't know what to say right now at this point. Because I'm starting to think like, well, maybe I did, you know, switch the circuit board in the key and somehow that should work. But don't they claim that the actual chip is located inside of the key? And that should actually work? Because you don't get a fob with every single key. So the chip's technically inside of the key and it's like a laser cut key. All right. So let me give you guys a closer. Okay, because I'm like clueless right now. Kind of clueless in a good way. All right, so this is the key that's supposed to go into this hole. Notice how this will actually rotate, okay? All right, now this is the key that's not from this. Oh my gosh, okay. So this is the key that's not from this vehicle. See how it doesn't rotate? So it means I did not mess up with this, you know, metal portion of the key. So when I put this key in, right, and then take my screwdriver. Okay, I gotta plug these things. Okay, I got my starting fluid with me now, because I will attempt to start it. But first I want to show you something. I don't know why I need to show you this twice. So this is the key that will not start my van, but it does actually rotate. So, you know, it does rotate. But this does not rotate yet wants to start my vehicle. So I got the original key inserted. So let's try to twist this over. Okay, the original key started rotating my engine right now. Start error did actually come up, okay? So I don't know what that's about. Okay, so now, check it out. I'm taking out the original key, sticking it in there. So I'm putting this key in. And now, I'll actually spray some starting fluid, just in case it starts. As you notice, I did not cut the video on purpose. So we're gonna take the screwdriver now, with the wrong key inserted, try to start it. Like, look at that. How is this even starting it, okay? Starting it did not come up. This key will not actually rotate nothing. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and just put the battery jump box on it, just in case. Okay, let's start this thing. I'll talk after I'm done. Okay, I gotta idle this higher than usual RPMs. 1,500 RPMs right now. Sort of want to hold it there, that way. Come on, don't quit on me. I'm at 1,000 RPMs right now. I'm still holding the gas. Just gonna kind of keep it right here because I don't want this thing cutting off. Guys, what the heck is going on? I will show you the whole entire video when I was actually replacing my key fob, uncut. Somebody tell me that I screwed up with putting the wrong circuit board inside, because I thought I was separating things and I thought I was doing things correctly. So I'm gonna put this at the end of the video because I did record the whole thing. I went back and I looked at it and it looked like I put the correct circuit board inside of my own key. And would something like a circuit board affect you not being able to start the van? And how am I able to start it with the wrong key? This key will not churn inside of my ignition. This is the only key that churns. And I know I did not make a mistake with this key. This key actually has tape and glue residue because it was all taped up with duct tape, like a yellow duct tape, but nonetheless, it was taped up over here. So I knew when I made a mistake and trying to put the wrong key in there, I'm like, oh, that's a clean key, so that's the wrong key. So right now I started with the wrong key, guys. Hey guys, I was going to post this video at the end and show you guys how I actually replaced these keys, and I decided that I'm just going to do things this way. As you can see over here, I'm basically removing the actual original key. So I'm actually removing the tape from it so I could actually take it apart and then put the key back together. So you can see how it's like all sticky and everything, and it's nasty. So I'm just gonna take a look at me. Okay, on the left side, I'm speeding things up a little bit. So on the left side is the right key. On the right side, it is the key housing that I want to use, but that key will not turn my ignition. So what I wanted to see in this video is, will I install the actual circuit board correctly back into the other housing, or will I make that mistake? So right now I'm basically disconnecting, well, removing the housing from this key. And it's kind of tricky because I don't want to really break anything, but it's still kind of stuck on there. So let's see, I'm going to speed things up a little bit. All right, and now the key is opened. So this is the electronics that I do need. And I'm thinking like, wait a minute, let me put this electronics into my plate. Well, at first I guess I put them on the floor, on the actual table, because that is the electronics that I do need for my van. So I'm thinking, okay, well, this is the key fob, which has the incorrect electronics, the incorrect key. I just need the plastics from this key fob. So I start taking it apart. Let me speed things up. And now the wrong key is open as well, which has the incorrect circuit board and incorrect key. So I'm making sure that I put that on the plate so I don't end up using it. So now, look, I grabbed the circuit board from the actual table, which was the correct one. I stuck it inside of the key fob, so I don't make that mistake. And now I'm putting the incorrect key inside because I made that mistake. But then I realized that that is actually incorrect key. And what did I end up doing is I, took it apart again well, actually, I tested the fob in my key and it would not churn it. But then I look at the key and this key is clean because it did not have any tape on it. So the other one has a little tape on it, so it's easy to be able to tell. So as you could see, I am trying to make sure that I put everything back together nicely with the buttons so everything works. So I'll put everything on here. And then I noticed that the key is incorrect. I'm thinking, wait a minute. That's the key I need, or is it? So let me test it really quickly in my ignition switch. So I cut the clip and I tested the key, and now I know what I need to do. So I got the good circuit board here, correct key fob, and I'm just like seeing that, look, I'll just put these batteries back in there even though they don't work, just to, keep everything intact a little bit. So started clipping things together, but they're not clipping in unless you have a rest of the key installed. So now I just decided to remove the batteries and decided to go ahead and install the key fob back into where it's supposed to go. But this is a little bit tricky. You want to put everything back exactly correct. You got to put the plastic piece, the button first into the key, and only then insert it, and then you have to put the spring in. So then you could actually put the circuit board on top and line things up and clip it in. And then you could put the battery tray back in. So I'm noticing, things are not quite clipping in. It was actually a very tight fit when I first disassembled it. I didn't see any glue residue or nothing, but it's actually not holding that tight at this point. It could actually fall apart. So I'm actually just putting the batteries just because, and now I got the key back. So as you noticed, I still got the circuit board from the wrong key that I removed in my tray, so I don't make that mistake. How the heck is that same circuit board right now starting up my vehicle? How is it now, starting up my vehicle? I do not understand. What's really happening? Is that circuit board that's starting it? Or is it the key fob itself? Could it be that in the plastic itself, somehow they put the chip in? Because I recently just ordered a new housing for it from eBay, and I'm thinking about replacing it. So will that cause my key not to work as well? And I guess better yet, will this new key fob unlock and lock my doors once I do replace the batteries? I don't have the batteries right now for it, so I'm not going to be trying it in this vehicle, a video. But I do want to answer those type of questions, like what just happened? Why is this key, the wrong key with the wrong circuit board, why is that starting my vehicle? It was not able to turn in the tumbler itself, but I was able to start it with a screwdriver. But the original key with the correct circuit board no longer starts the vehicle. So I literally had to swap out the circuit boards and put the incorrect circuit board into my correct key, and now my van starts again. But when it was put together correctly, it doesn't. This is kind of mind-boggling. It's a good thing that I test things. But take a look in this video. Am I missing something? I'm letting you literally see everything, speeded up. Did I mess up and put the wrong circuit board somewhere in the video? Because if I did, I certainly missed it. And yes, at one point I picked up that other circuit board and wasn't paying attention because it had the plastic piece that I need. So maybe at that point I made that mistake. It's a possibility because one of them had, the stuff that I needed. And I would literally have to watch this again over here towards the end to see if I made that mistake, because I'm literally not even watching it right now. So I'm thinking, could have I made a mistake? Because I noticed when I put the key back together, I was missing some plastics that were still on the table. So I don't know. But Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.